All right, well, welcome back, everybody. We are away against Bournemouth today, and if this is your first time watching this series, you're probably not alone. We're managing FC Augsburg, and we're in this thing called the World Super League. You can check down below for a link to it. It's made by Darth Furion over on the FM Scout forums. We're also using the Legends of the Beautiful Game database, which comes from a good friend of mine over in Malaysia, which puts a lot of legendary players into Football Manager at young ages, which mostly makes it difficult. We have one of those, that's Ernst Lehner, and that's about it. Augsburg's in white today. We're also doing something special here in that we're trying to create a team focusing on mostly pace and acceleration, because I've learned that pace and acceleration is sort of like the secret elixir, the secret formula for Football Manager. And so we'll see if that is able to pay off or not. It does mean, however, that we are lacking in quality in some other areas, and that has harmed us a little bit. This is match number 10 now, and we are right around mid-table. Now, the Premier League here in World Super League has 96 teams divided into 4 divisions. It'll divide again after we go through 23 matches because it's 24 per, right? Let me know if I'm doing the math right. I might be off. And once it divides again, we will go forward and see if we're in the top 4th, bottom 4th, or one of the 2 middle 4ths. We want to head for the middle or the top if possible, and that's where kind of the big money is at. You can see here we're doing very well in getting the ball forward, but we're not necessarily doing so well in finishing, and that's perhaps one of the problems that we have, but I don't know. You might be surprised. So welcome aboard if this is your first time watching any of these. We have quite a few of these videos already, and we're going to make quite a few more. I think that this is finally going to be a successful project after a number of unsuccessful attempts at doing other things. And just like the rest of you, I'm learning Football Manager as I go along, and I learn something new every day. Later back to Manga. Manga we got actually as a right back, and he's playing center back because he's the fastest person who can play center back that we have, and we need speed back there. Ramola now, and Okafor gets hit from behind, and there's no call. He's hit from behind by the keeper, and that ball was kind of popped up, and he had to wait about 100 years for that one. Giekewitz, our keeper, makes a good save on it. Giekewitz, though, not really the future of the club, though I think we did sign him to a new contract. We're quietly going to look into moving him on once this season is done, because I think that we have a better keeper already at the club, and I also think that I may know what it takes to have good keepers, but I don't know. I might be wrong. Lehner goes back and grabs this. Over to Manga again. Manga to Sensi, and the pass back to Manga is pretty poor. And like I said, that's one of the things that we're dealing with. We have speed, but we don't always have the smarts. And boy, Adam Ramola just barely gets that one off of the line. My goodness. I mean, we totally set ourselves up. Bournemouth is a good team. And, I mean, this was really, really poor. And Adam Ramola just fast enough to knock that one out before it was about to go in. That's what I'm talking about. It's all about that pace and acceleration. Now, you may have noticed as well that the game sounds that are behind me are a little bit different than what you're probably used to. In fact, I'm not aware of any YouTubers that do this that have game sounds, though they might have changed. It's been a little while since I've checked out what everyone else is doing. This is using the Metz sound pack, I believe was his name, Broya, and that's pretty poor. It was offside. This is a sound pack that you can purchase. It's actually not very expensive. It's about £2.50. And I have, this is the German version I'm using. There's no German speaking. There's just different audio than the English one. I prefer the German one overall. I thought it sounded better. If you look elsewhere on my channel, you'll find that I did a preview of all 3 possibilities for FM23s. You can listen to that. I don't think FM24 is much much different than FM23. And one of these days, we're going to look into potentially making our own sound pack and sort of editing these files and trying to figure out exactly what happened, because it's not rocket science. And while I'm doing all this talking, we're still behind, and Solanka's been injured, and I wonder if one of our guys pushed him down. I don't know. That might have happened. Well, we're still having a hard time trying to get onto the ball here. They send it back to the keeper, and it's back to Kelly. And as long as we can keep this sort of in their half, I think we're doing okay. As soon as it comes over, then we have a problem. Nia ends up winning this, and Shahid over to Nia to Manga. You can see that we have like 3 or 4 men swarming around the ball every time we get it anywhere. And that's in part because of the speed that we have, and we can outrun them. I can tell already that we are a faster side. The question, though, is whether we have enough in other aspects of the game, and Broya almost gets another one. He had 4 goals in the last match. You want to go back and watch that one if you haven't. That was an all-time classic. Leno here at the corner, and he's looking far post over to Manga. Can't quite find him. And so it is. Solanka ends up staying on for them, but I anticipate they're probably going to take him off at half. It looks like he was injured fairly badly. Sensi knocks this one off, and we have Nia who's down, pulled knee ligaments, and we may need to take him off as well. I didn't really see how he went down, and so we've had a couple of problems. Lena for Oviedo, and if he's onside, that's a goal, but I don't know if he is. Oviedo, a new signing for us. I think he came from Chelsea, if I remember right. You guys know better than I do, right? I'm stuck here in the U.S. We don't get any news over here. And, yeah, they're going to say that was offside. And, yeah, it was off. We had 2 men offside, so so much for that. That would explain why it was so easy. But it's kind of like a moral victory for us, you know. I mean, we showed that we could score, theoretically. Giekowitz, I don't know how he keeps that in bounds, but he figures out a way. And here's Lena. Sensi now within the back. Pulls it up. See, he just outruns his man, and he forces a save. And that's because he's fast. That's the reason why you want speed and acceleration, or pace and acceleration. You want guys who are going to outrun the opposition. So, you know, okay, they can go do a bunch of tricks, and you just run past them. Manga, you ever see that scene from Indiana Jones? Sensi, I should say Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's Manga back to Nia, and that's about it. And Mekic goes up on that one. Laner forward, looking for Broya, and it's taken away from him, but Oviedo's there. Pulls it ahead to Broya, and that wasn't a great header. Broya wins it. Nia. Nia's going to come off at halftime. Looking for Oviedo, can't quite find him, unfortunately. Good job by Broya, able to run that one down. Let's see if we can do it again. Giekowitz with a good save. And see, it's Giekowitz who I worry about the most. He's not ideal. He's good, but he's not that good. I worry especially about his decision-making, and we've seen him make some poor decisions before. Nia. Lana. Manga heads that one out. I thought we had an interception there, and we just didn't quite. And that's going to be a corner. I think we deflected that one up and over our own goal. So this is the worrisome part, where at least in theory they can score a goal against us here right before half and undo all of the good work we've done. But Broya kicks that out, and that's going to make it just a little bit harder for them to do anything. We go to the half. It's still no score. And off will come Nia. I'm used to that button being up there. You are doing well if you keep it going, whatever. And we're going to take this guy out. And it's going to have to be Gumni coming on because our other guy there on that side, the right side, is unfortunately injured. And so Gumni, the one of the few Augsburg players we've held on to, will go back out there. Now, he's fast and he's young, and we like that. He's probably going to be around for a while. Shahid is fouled from behind. I'm surprised there was no card given, but that's the way that it is. And so we have a couple of minutes go off here quickly. And now we need to play defense and try to get this ball off of him. Good job by Sensi over Shahid. Laner finds Broya. I keep saying his name wrong. Broya is what I believe it should be. And that was a pass for Okafor, who just couldn't get there in time. That's it. If that had been a goal, that would have been the goal of the year. I mean, that was just incredible, the way that he tried to thread that, and he was trying to make something out of nothing. So here we are away from home in Bournemouth, and we have 0-0 so far, but there it is. Munoz Stanislas ends up scoring the goal, and that makes it 1-0 for them. And you knew it was coming. We'll take another look at this here. There's just not too much that we can do about that. I mean, it's sort of one of those lucky type things. And again, a better keeper maybe is able to stop that, but we don't have a better keeper at the moment. Now, I said again, I think that we have one who's a little bit better, but he's not registered, so it's going to be a little bit hard. Broya to Gumning, Sensi. Back to Gumning, Sensi. And he loses it right away. And this is one of the problems with playing with these kids. That sort of thing can happen. It's Manga this time with the goal line save. That'll be a corner, so we're in a little bit of trouble now. We may need to make some substitutions here again around 70 minutes. Kikowicz with the save, so that's pretty good. Stanislas misses everything. So kind of the hope that we have here is that we'd be able to maybe get a goal back and try to get a point out of this. That would be big for us if we could. If we lose, then we lose. It's not the end of the world. Nobody was expecting us to win. Okafor over to Oviedo, and he fouls Fredericks, kind of knocks him around a little bit. And this is probably the right time for us to make our changes. So we'll take a look here. As usual, I know we have problems in the back. This is what happens every single time. Manga is just getting tired is all there is to it. So we put Admutsendai back in, and Okafor is having a really poor match. And so it's going to be Rukavina. And that'll do it. We keep one more sub in our back pocket just in case we need it. And that's going to be up and over everybody's head. And so that works out fairly well. And now come the new players. Our three replacements come onto the field. And here's Giekewicz knocking this over for Adaramola. That was an awful pass. Adaramola with it and gives it up right away and then gets it back. Over to Pekkanen. Pekkanen, who gave up the own goal the other day, and it was a spectacular one. He hit it into the back of the net like he was trying to score the winning penalty in the World Cup. Oviedo over to Rukavina. Now to Pekkanen. Pekkanen to Broya. I mean, it wasn't just an accidental own goal. It looked not just on purpose. It looked like he had, 100,000 riding on the match. Mutsendai over to Chahid. And we're looking okay here, holding on to possession, which is all right, but that's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to score goals like that. Well, that didn't work. Headed away, Sensi. Back to Lehner. I'm not quite sure what that was. That looked like a lot of... I don't know. That was looked like something just sort of fell apart, so we kind of did whatever we could. And Rukavina has almost given up a penalty. Giekewicz with the save at the last second, and there's Lehner intercepting, and he knocks this one away. We've had the better of the XG, which is kind of surprising, but then again, their one goal came from a free kick. It's Adaramola over for Broya. Can't find him though. Lehner goes back and grabs this. Sensi looking for Gumni, who I think is offside. Yeah, they call it. I think one of the problems that these guys have is they're trying to be just a little bit too creative. It would be nice if we could just get the ball forward and kick it in instead of trying to do all this fancy stuff. But that was pretty nice, though. And it's another one of those attempts where, a step further, and we've got it. So while we have that going on, we're going to have Lehner come out. It'll be Boyas coming back on. Don't know why the assistant manager wants me to put Mbuku on because he doesn't really play that position. Adaramola ends up coming down with it, and we've just got a couple minutes left of this. Lukowicz, safe hands. Ada Ramola now with it, and just a couple minutes left, hoping for that equalizer. Pekanen, Sensi, Gumni over to Broya. Forward Oviedo to Rukavina, and he misses everything. So, yeah, we do need to work on that, and he's young. Amundsen Dai, and this isn't going to do much. Borges almost had to go in, but that's not really what we were expecting, and this is going to be the match right here. There it is. So Bournemouth come away with a 1-0 win, but it was definitely hard fought, and we were up with them the entire way. We moved down, looks like, to 13th position, which is actually not that bad. They're up in 4th, and so I think we've demonstrated that we do belong here in mid-table, which is exactly what they're looking for, and that's it. Final score 1-0. See you again tomorrow with more. Hope you come back. Bye-bye.